Hello everybody, welcome to another show of Complete Angler 2. Just thought, before I put you into the video, I just thought I'd just give a little sort of intro just before I show you the sort of the day's fishing. Actually, I had quite a good day, it's actually quite a good video. But I just want to chat a little bit about the lures I've been using today. So this was a short trip, this was a lure bass fishing trip. We have a new reel. We've bought a new reel. It's the Vanford 2500 HG. Very light, 180 grams, and it's very smooth. And I've rigged that with 131 braid. Why? Because it's seriously good braid. It doesn't seem to win knot, and that's a key ingredient to keep sort of fishing and stuff like that. So just a little bit about the reel. So it's 89 centimeters a turn, so it's quite fast. It's a high speed one, HG, high gearing, high speed. So it's quite a small reel. It's got 7+1 ball bearings. I said 180 grams, and it's got a drag of 9 kg, 20 pound, which is huge. So a little reel could handle a hell of a lot of eating there. So that's loaded with 17 pound braid, 18 pound braid, something like that. Yeah, pounds a yard, 140, 0.25 millimeters to 160 meters. It's just tons on there. So yeah, so anyway, so we're really pleased with the reel. That's on the videos. So we fished sort of the ebb tide, a little bit into the flood. And the weather conditions today were somewhat different to what I expected, from what it said on the internet, which is often the case. So when I approach it, I always look at the forecast and then select the lures that I think are going to do it. However, I always bring one or two other ones in case conditions aren't what they seem. So anyway, I brought some light lures today, and I brought some lures which I expected to use all the time, heavier lures, because I had a stiff easterly in the face. But that didn't happen till right at the very end, and even then it was like quite manageable really, but you did need the heavier lures on. So just a quick one about that. So one of the lures we had a fish on today was the 30 gram Savage Gear. Alright, just a straight retrieve, bang. Alright, so that's brilliant for punching through any sort of weather, any sort of wind. Okay, it's all well and good having these for example here, a Pachenkio, okay, but not very good in casting into a stiff wind. It slows your range down completely. Very good lure though. Seagulls were loving it today, so I had to quickly sort of wind it away from the seagulls. But so we had a little go with that, okay, when it was a bit calmer. And with this particular lure, you do it with the rod tip. As you're retrieving it, with a bit of resistance, you're retrieving it, you just have to do this with the rod tip, and it gets the lure to sort of do this sort of action. And if the fish are there, they'll grab it. I've had fish on that. Another lure we had fish on today was the Halco Roosta Popper. Alright, Halco is Australian made, that's designed for Australian fish. However, the spitting action on this lure, and I suppose it's the shape of it as well, just the action of it and the big eye on it. You can see that there, the big eye on it. See all the teeth marks on it? That's bass smashing into it. They love it. I don't know how much it is. I think I paid about 12 quid for it, 10, 12 quid for it. Might be more than that now. I don't know. But, oh, just dropped it. So yeah, and obviously razor sharp hooks on that. So that was lures we had the fish on. Other lures I brought with me today, which I tried during the more gentler parts of the tide when the wind wasn't blowing so much, was the the 12 gram to 15 gram sort of lures. I had this in the tackle box, we'd actually bring, because this is a mucky water lure, and I've had bass on that. But we tried the Toby last week or the week before. We're getting them on this. Alright, so that's a good lure, and I spent quite a spell on that. Struggled today for a couple of hours. Weren't getting the fish when I thought we were going to get the fish. However, because of the clarity, couldn't quite see where I was. So I moved 50 yards and we were in a fish. So it's sometimes it's difficult to sort of get on the mark. As you're faced with lots of little challenges. So all I'd say is it's like I mean, I planned to fish for about 3 hours, and then that was it. I was going to walk away, and that's what I did. I walked away. We had 2 fish. They're sort of they're good fish as well, and I had to work hard for them, and they came right at the very end. So I was actually completely on the ropes, completely being defeated. Tried everything, all different lures, all sorts. And eventually, you just have to stick at it. You just have to sort of, sometimes that don't come easy, and sometimes that can come right at the 11th hour when you least expect it, even if after the flood, the tide's turned. So don't expect instant results. And all I would say is about the lure selection, I personally would go as subtle as you can from the off, what the conditions will let you do, and then you want to up it. Don't go clumsy from the off. You want to go subtle. I'm talking about little sort of metals, which are about sort of, this one's 14 grams. This is a Davidson look. And so you want to go as subtle as you can. You'll be surprised what good fish will take such a tiny little lure. So for me, subtle, fine little lures like the Abu Toby, 18, 20 gram. That would be if the conditions will let you, that's where I would be going to. And we had a little spell with the Yozuri as well, a sort of dark head there and a big bright front there. So yeah, those are the lures, and that's pretty much what went on. So I'll take you into the video now. I hope you enjoy. It takes a while to get going. I start on the Roosta Popper 105, and there's probably a good sort of 5 minutes of me sort of searching and trying. We've already been on the water for a couple of hours, no luck at all. And you can see by the video the water clarity, and you could probably argue it's a little bit borderline for poppers, but I had my Polaroids on and it looked good. But you take the Polaroids off and it's very difficult to sort of see what's going on. So we had one on the popper and we had one on the Savage gear. Alright, so hope you enjoy the video, guys, and I will speak to you later. Please subscribe. And you should enjoy this one, it's quite interesting. Alright, see you.
So we're just working the Roosta 105. This is 30 gram rod. It's a 30 gram lure. And it's a bit... This wasn't such a good cast. So sometimes the lures, they spiral. And they sort of lose momentum that way. So just... searching for our fish, mindful of the old turns and the gulls, the braid, and sometimes sort of sneak up on you. So generally aim at quite high. That's it. Good thing about this lure, you get a real massive amount of. This is actually an Australian company. So this is designed for Australian fish like giant trevally and tailor and things like that. There's a lot of splash, but I've had one night I had 5 in about 15 minutes on this lure. It's a very effective lure if they're there. This is the thing. If they are there, did you get your calculations right? So far not. Spiraled again. So whether that's the wind doing that, see, look at this gull look, coming in for it, look. So just keep him, that's it. All you got to do is just wind. See, some people just retrieve it just like that, but I like to slow it down for bass. So I generally sort of leave the lure down quite a bit. Get a bit extra compression in the rod tip. And I'm always checking the last ring and the bail arm when I cast. It's easy to sort of get relaxed and just stuff it up and wrench your rod, hit your rod into the ground and all sorts. So there's a few little fish splashing out behind it, sort of frightened of it. Get that sometimes when you wind the lure in close to the shore. You're just waiting just for some action, so I might just try up that end at an angle. Something different. The trouble is the water's not clear enough to see where I am. I look at the water and I think, oh, should I be over there? Considering it's quite a good tide, it's been very quiet. So these hooks are razor sharp, but they're I've crimped down them for pike, you see. So I've got to keep quite a bit of pressure on, but there's a fish there. There's a fish. I think there's a fish after it. Yeah. So there's a bass after it. There was. There's a fish after it. There was a fish after it. There was a fish after it. It was a very big one. There's a bass after it. Says to me I might be slightly in the wrong spot where I've been fishing. Damn it. It's a shame he didn't hook up, because I need a bit of luck like that when you've had a crap session, but he definitely followed it. I saw a sort of splash and I thought, no, that isn't the splash off the lure. Also, it's important not to... Yeah, we're in. He's in. See that? Nice. What about that then? Roosta Popper 105. It's quite a solid fish. Now I've got the barbs crimped down on two of the hooks, so I'm a little bit anxious. Now I hooked him over there and he's moved over here, so I straight away know it's quite a reasonable fish. Don't get that often. So he's actually, yeah, he's just going slightly, so it must be just slack water. Pressure on. Nice bass. It's about 4, maybe 3.5, 4. It's got plenty of life in him. He's up. Look at that. That's a good fish. That's a good fish. Break the rod. Let's not break the rod. So Beauty that is. Don't whether to keep them or not. Mum and Dad. That's a nice bass that is. Definitely keep that. I might give that to Mum and Dad. Yeah, I'll give that to Mum and Dad, I think. There you go. Roosta Popper 105. We are on again. Just in the wrong bloody spot. There he is. That's a nice fish. Fireworks. Showery head shakes. That's as good as the other one. Good fish. Oh, that's a beauty. That's a good fish. Look at that. That's a good fish. That's a good fish. Look at that. He snapped the hook off, look. How's he done that? Look at that. He's taken the hook off. It's a good fish. Fucking wrap up. That's a good fish. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nice sea bass. Okay.